So the internet's been buzzing about a new Netflix reality show. It's essentially your average dating show, but this time they're wearing hideous makeup. The makeup has people looking like pandas, beavers, and demons. And everybody on the internet was very quick to blame the furries. But the furries aren't happy either. And despite the fact that I was planning on working on a video about exophilia as soon as possible, I figured this was something I had to cover. So let's take a dive into sexy beasts and see, is it for furries? Or is it for nobody? Welcome to Paraphiliology, where we make love, not kink shaming.
Welcome to the strangest blind date ever.
Hey, how you doing? Damn, how you doing?
Off the bat, something very obvious about the trailer is that everybody is checking each other out.
Personality, for me, is everything.
Ass first, personality second.
Beaverman here is in a lot of luck, because the show doesn't bother trying to cover up people's bodies. In fact, there's absolutely zero body diversity in the show. In the age of body positivity, a lot of these dating shows are really quick to try to cover up that it's all about looks. But with everybody wearing tight clothing, how surface level can it actually be?
You're the best looking devil I've ever seen.
This is really weird right now.
Upon first meeting, this man says, "You're the best looking devil I've ever seen."
Could you fall in love with someone based on personality alone?
While Beaverman was very honest earlier, it already kind of compromises the premise of the show.
Based on personality alone?
Would you count this as a weird experience for you?
Cheers.
So I like your fin.
So what if I pick you and I'm not what you expect underneath?
Kinda looks like Panda Girl didn't understand the premise of the show.
Oh my god!
Now would you look at that? Everyone's pretty!
There's interspecies relationships happening on my grounds. I won't stand for it.
I know Rhino Man meant no ill intent, but it's kind of funny that Netflix was willing to include making light of interracial relationships. People on the internet have been very quick to blame furries for this, but these are people who very clearly have no understanding of the furry community at all. In fact, most everyone in the furry community is just kind of disgusted by the whole thing. At the end of the day, the show is portraying these costumes as ugly and disgusting, and also these just don't look like fursuits at all. But looking at it through the lens of exophilia or teratophilia, I can definitely kind of see that. Even with all sorts of makeup on, these people are just conventionally attractive.
Damn.
There have already been plenty of trailer reactions of the show, and these trailer reactions say things like Netflix's new furry dating show, which it's not. Netflix is trying to create these dating shows that prioritize personality over looks. This whole concept of Love is Blind. And funnily enough, there is a show called Love is Blind.
Here, you will choose someone to marry.
Hello.
Nice to hear from you. Can't say see ya.
Without ever seeing them.
And once again, in Love is Blind, everyone included in it is conventionally attractive. There's no kind of body diversity or anything like it. And it just makes me want to ask, who is this made for? I have plenty of friends who binge The Bachelor, but those friends are very self-aware about the fact that the show is very shallow. And at the end of the day, when it comes to dating shows, nobody actually cares about who dates who. It's about who gets kicked off the show. A lot of these shows should probably just come to terms with the fact that people like the drama. I think it's also important to touch on the fact that caring about people's looks isn't inherently superficial, and that while the idea of love at sight may not be true, there's obviously a reason that people use that phrase. And I don't think we should pretend that there's some systemic issue to being attracted to people. And I understand the push for dating shows about body positivity. This just isn't it. At the end of the day, it comes back to Beaverman.
Ass first, personality second.
At the very least, it does appear that the campaign for the show is about how, like, wild the concept is. And yeah, sure, it's a crazy kind of concept, but I don't have to watch the whole show to know what it's all about. And if furries and teratophiliacs take a liking to the show, then that's fine. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I think the show can be taken as any other dating show, and just kind of turning a blind eye to the morality of it all, and maybe focusing on the drama a little more. At the very least, it's a whole lot better than shows like Too Hot to Handle.
Cheers to sexy people. Cheers, guys.
I'm Lana.
Plot twist.
Go team.
There are conditions to your stay here.
Bloody hell.
No kissing or sex of any kind.
Oh, shit.
But I don't know, there's not very much to be said here. Other than don't blame furries for this one, because they had nothing to do with it. And I'm sorry for the short video. I will be putting out the exophilia video very, very soon. In fact, I've already started researching for that project. In the meantime, as always, I want to hear your thoughts. If you're a furry or a teratophiliac, what do you think about the show? If you're a vanilla normie, what do you have to say about the show? I think ultimately, once the show airs, it's gonna come and go. Nobody's really gonna talk about it, which is what happened with Too Hot to Handle. Everyone just kind of freaked out about the premise, and then critics panned it. But for now, that's all she wrote. You can expect a paraphiliology video sometime next week. In the meantime, join the Paraphiliology subreddit and maybe talk about this show. And if you could care less about reality television like myself, I'm always open to talking about literally anything else. And remember, to make love, not kink shaming.
Can you